I think perhaps the most important thing for us to understand, I think particularly as we look at our own nation, at the church in this nation, and say, will God revive us? Is that God has always stepped in to revive His people time and time again in His timing and in His way. We might say our God is a reviving God. When you look at the Old Testament, Dr. Wilbur Smith says there are 7 major times of revival and decline in the Old Testament. For my own study, I suggest if you take away the word major, there's at least 15 and maybe 16 distinct periods of revival and decline. Now, what are we talking about? It's the sort of thing where Israel, called to be the people of God, to be a people that shine for the world to see and to understand more of who God is, to follow Him and follow in His ways, do pretty good under a leader like Moses, or maybe Joshua even. But then when a leader leaves, often what you see is a beginning of a spiritual decline. They begin to accept other gods, other idols. They lay aside the Word of God. They begin to intermarry into other tribes, into other nations. And pretty soon you see Israel at a low point in the valley, sometimes at war, sometimes in slavery, sometimes paying literally bondage fees to other nations. You see them in grave difficulty because they have left God. In that place of spiritual depression, a few people begin to cry out. In God's timing, in God's way, He sends a deliverer, and revival happens.